It's always a big event when Porsche release a new generation of 911, but what really surprised me with the 992.2 generation is it's a hybrid. The 911 was introduced in 1964 as a two-door sports car by the iconic manufacturer Porsche, or Porsche as it's correctly pronounced. The 911 had an unusual recipe from day one that is still continued onto the brand new 911 models of today. A two-door sports car that houses an engine that sits behind the rear axle. This gives the 911 some very peculiar handling characteristics that differ vastly from its rivals. The 992.2 is the latest generation of 911, and as mentioned, what makes this generation very different to the rest is the introduction of T-hybrid technology. Porsche quote that the 992.2 has an electronic exhaust turbocharger that ensures faster boost pressure for better acceleration. The base Carrera is offered with a 3-litre flat-six engine with the twin turbos from the older GTS. The new GTS comes with a completely new engine, a 3.6 flat-six with a single electrified turbocharger. The Carrera comes with 394 brake horsepower and 450 Nm of torque, whereas the GTS we have here today comes with an impressive 541 brake horsepower and 570 Nm of torque. Prices for the GTS start from £132,000 for the two-wheel drive and £139,000 for the four-wheel drive, before options, and as we all know, Porsche love their options. So here in front of us we have a brand new 911 GTS. Now this video would not be made possible without Scott at Phoenix Detailing, who's been given this car with just 66 miles on it. It's been brought to him to be fully detailed by the owner, who I also need to give a massive shout out to, Hugh Jones. Porsche of Newport state this actual 911 was the first 992.2 generation they had sold. So Hugh was one of the first in the UK to receive the new 911. Unfortunately, Kenny couldn't be here today. Now he's the mega Porsche fan, but right, I want to start off with the styling. It's always nice to see the Porsche have stuck to their guns and gone with their classic circular headlights, because let's face it, that has been a problem for them in the past. You can spec the new 911s with Porsche's HD Matrix LED headlights, which have 32,000 adaptive pixels, basically adapting to accurately stop blinding oncoming traffic. Another key design point you'll notice, the indicators are now within the headlights. On the older ones, they weren't in the bumper, which has allowed for this entirely new front bumper design with vertical vents just there, or gills as I like to call them, because that is what I instantly think of when I see these. Am I a fan? No. Does it matter? No, because I can't afford one anyway. Now they are active, so whether you need cooling to the coolant or the brakes, they do open and close when needed, so obviously being functional always helps. Another thing I'm not a fan of on the front end, these sensors on the front for all the fancy safety stuff seems like they've just put zero effort in hiding them. So it does make the front end look a little bit odd. But anyway, onto the general design. With the 992.2 generation comes an entirely new rear bumper design, and what seems to be a big talking point are the center exhausts just there, and I don't hate them. Moving upwards, we do have a slightly redesigned rear bar as well, integrated with the indicators and brake lights. The very subtle Porsche badging just there, and of course the not so subtle Carrera GTS badges to let everyone know you've made the right decision on your investment. I do really like that in these later generations, Porsche are sort of going back to their older days of the light bars with the likes of the 964 and the 993s, which I absolutely adore. And you will notice these rear fins up top have also been slightly redesigned for the newer generation as well. I've just got to say, from this angle, I think this may be my new favorite angle of the 992. It just makes the back end look so wide, but with the absence of the spoilers and stuff like that you get on the GT3 RS, it somehow just makes it look a lot more slick and understated. Before we jump inside, I do want to take a look at the boot space, because that's always a conversation starter with any 911, because as we know, the engine is back there, so your boot, well, they were quite limited to where they could put the boot, so what they've done is put it in the front, as they always have done. And again, it's quite surprising just how deep this goes. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not going to be a Ford Mondeo estate. It never will be, unfortunately, but there's more than enough room there if you are taking the car out for the weekend, and that is the beauty of the 911. They are GT cars. Now, I mentioned options for Porsche. Now, the axle lift system is a £2,000 option, if basically to help you get over any speed bumps or steep driveways. It doesn't look terribly low, but obviously the way the front end comes out there, does stick out quite far, so you may be catching it, so maybe a worthy investment. Now, You guys will probably know I'm not used to more modern cars, but it's crazy. It's got the keyless entry, things like that. And when you do unlock it, you've got the mirrors and the handles that come out. And as much as I say I'm not into modern cars and not used to them, you cannot deny, as we've stated many a times, the quality that you get from any Porsche product. It is so inviting, and especially when they've only got 66 miles on the clock. This thing has 66 miles on the clock, and we've managed to get our hands on it. But before I run through the facts, I just want to show that well, what does it feel like in here? I don't think I'll be able to experience a brand new Porsche anytime soon for myself, so I'm so grateful that I get to do one here. You do get that smell of brand new leather, and everything, as you'd expect, is absolutely spotless. And this is before Scott at Phoenix Detailing has done his thing, so believe it or not, it will be cleaner than this. The dash is one of the main things that's been updated on the 992. Now, to my disliking, the analog rev counter that they used to have has been ditched for a fully digital screen. Now, I know they are technically a lot better because they are so customizable, and they've even got options to get it to, basically, you can have it looking like an old analog one. That's just me being old. I do prefer the analog dials, but you cannot deny the information. Oh, and there we are, 66 miles. The information you get from these screens is absolutely incredible. Steering wheels are often overlooked. Now, this is one of the main things that you are going to be touching anytime you drive this car. Beautiful leather, as you would expect from Porsche, and the Porsche emblem just there. No stickers here. This is actually an emblem. The buttons on the steering wheel are so satisfying, as you'd expect from any German car. Drive mode selects are now on the steering wheel as well, just popping up just there. Alcantara trim is an option on all of the 911s. This one has the leather option, which, let's face it, as a daily driver would probably be a lot better because the Alcantara does tend to wear quite quickly. All of the features you would expect. We've got the cruise control there. We've got your dash with the satellite navigation and many, many more. Now, Porsche, something Porsche fans will love, the GTS comes with a Sport Chrono pack as standard. And a little fun fact, you can choose to have that in red or black, and whichever color you choose there corresponds to when you have it on the screen just here. The older GTS was available with a manual transmission, but thanks to the hybrid system on the newer ones, it is only available with the auto box, which is no bad thing because, let's face it, Porsche know how to make a good auto box. Looking around the interior, I absolutely love the embossed GTS just there. No doubt that was about a £3,000 extra. But looking under the armrest here, there's not much storage at all, but you do have wireless charging for your phone, and you could fit most phones in there. That is a pretty decent space, and 2 USB-C charge ports just there. And like I said, the general quality of the leather that's offered with Porsche, you've got the embossed logo on the headrest just there with this beautiful white or grey contrast stitching. And as you can see from the rear, the owner has also spec'd the contrast in white seatbelts. Although it is a very sporty car, we do have some luxuries, like cup holders just there. Very German, very efficient. Even that feels so solid and so well developed. And then we've got this random piece just here. I don't even know how that works, but in fairness, that's pretty solid in there, although it looks a bit odd. It is in there pretty solid. Spec'd with heated seats as well. Now, I'd be the first one to say, yes, I'd prefer a manual, but I do like autos. But what I find weird is just what Porsche were doing with this. But again, being very Porsche, absolutely solid, as you would expect. Basically as is with every other button on this car. A few toggle switches up here. We've got the adaptive suspension. Obviously, depending on what terrain you're driving on, you can adapt it, and it does make a heck of a difference on these cars. Obviously, you can choose your levels of traction control you want there. Hazard switch. Just listen to that click. The exhaust, valved exhaust on this, we will do a cold start in a minute. It sounds a lot beefier than I thought it would for a 911, not gonna lie. I was quite surprised with just how many different layouts there are. That is probably my favorite one there. Nice and simple with what looks like an old-fashioned rev counter. Love that one. Another one there, very simple, and shows your lane assist and things like that. This is a much more interesting one. We've got your G meter on the left and current lap and fastest lap time on the right. Now that is what you want to see in a sports car, or what we often consider a supercar. And another one there, basically the lap time over the G-forces and your rev counter. I take it back, that's probably my favorite one there. And with this one, they have sort of arced back to the classic ones, the classic 911s, again, your 964s and things like that, with the solid analog gauges, and they vowed on this one, so basically they wanted you to be able to see every gauge through the steering wheel just there. But again, so much to choose from, and you've still got the satellite navigation highlighted there as well. Electronic poppers on the doors there, one thing I've noticed, that's cool. So one comical thing that we always say with the 911, every 911 we feature, very nice pull strap here, again, good old German quality. You can option for the sports seat as well. Yes, they do have back seats in a 911. When we did the 997, I did jump into the back and it was a bit cramped, and by the look of it, this one is even worse. I highly doubt you'd even get a child seat back there. You may get a booster seat, but for any adult or teen, probably not going to have the best time back there. Something else I found quite funny when people say, oh yeah, pop the bonnet, let's have a look at the engine. Electric popper there. Now, all you get with the 911, I'm assuming Porsche don't want you getting too close to the engine, because that is it. That is your bonnet. Basically, if you need to top up the essentials, you've got your oil and what looks like coolant just there. But yes, folks, that is it. Very sturdy feel on that. So not only have we had a good walk around, we're now going to get a true cold start on a brand new 911 GTS. This I'm looking forward to. It's a lot louder than I thought it was going to be for a 911. That's impressive. That was the brand new 992.2 generation 911, the GTS nonetheless. No, I'm not taking it out on a road. It's a 911. It's got 66 miles on it. But hey, who knows? The owner might watch this and enjoy it and might want to take me out on a drive. I'd be all up for that. Not me driving it, of course. But I do want to say a massive thank you to Hugh Jones for letting me do this walk around video, letting me experience it. Just being around this thing is pretty cool. And of course, a massive thank you to Scott, Phoenix Detailing, who's always looking after us, who's given us some good content already. And we got some big plans in the future to work with him as well, with some events and things like that. So stay tuned, guys. But of course, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We will see you in the next one. Thank God there's no boom.